Thanks for coming, everyone. I'm just going to demo some of the new functionality for the most exciting new features. Within our make settings or our transform settings, there is a new option called click to place. You can literally just pick the draft and then pick a location where you want it to spawn. One of them is continue until canceled. So if you have that enabled, you can essentially pick a model and then place as many versions of that as you want. And another feature I think is really interesting is the snap camera to spawn. So when that's enabled, basically if I were to take a draft and I want to place it way over there, for example, it'll move the camera to that location and then it will also spawn the new model. The next thing I want to show you is, so when you process models through your account on the Animate Anything tool, they will now appear in Unity.
Yeah.
With this, basically you can take the model and add it to your scene as you would with any other model. There's also one last thing I wanted to show you, which is really cool. Basically, now that we can import models and save them directly to the project through serialization, we have animated behaviors now, which means that we can set up our own systems for animation controllers. This duck here, you might have seen from our library. Now that we have serialization fixed, we have a functional prefab. We can add that prefab anywhere we want, which means that basically if I open up this prefab, it'll have all the correct scripts attached to it and all the correct animations as well. Also see in here that it has a base controller, which will have its various actions of walking and running and things like that, as well as the animation clips, which are functional in the animator system. So I can add these motions into animator components, which allow me to script their animations, essentially. So it's basically when you have this serialized asset enabled in the transform settings, it will automatically start serializing every asset that you pull into your project. If I switch around some of these components here, it should change the various states. You can see that it's currently in like a walking animation right now because its speed is above 0. If I set to jump, it should switch to a jump state. And this is what serialization allows us to do. It allows us to save these functions here as animations in our components so that we can use them for different scripts.